Hello and welcome to another video on high altitude investing. Today is Monday. My name is Dallin Anderson and we are going to be talking about Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin the original, and Bitcoin Cash. So I'm going to be going over prices, where I think that these coins may flip around, how their reversals can look, and kind of what I am doing from an investing standpoint. I've talked a little bit about these three coins in the past, but considering all of the movement around these three coins lately, I figured it would be very important and beneficial for us to run over these things today. So I am uploading 5 videos a week all through 2020, so make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button with the notification bell so that you guys stay updated. 5 videos a week across the board, new cryptocurrency content all through 2020. Now, comment down below where you're tuning in from in this beautiful world, and we will get straight into the Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash analysis. So let's get right into this. So I'm going to start off by talking about Bitcoin because I figure Bitcoin is probably the most important one to cover in this. Not because I think that it's going to move the highest percentage, but because I think that it is the safest, the best one to bet on from a perspective of low risk and relatively high reward. So from a risk profile, Bitcoin is the lowest risk, and the reason for this is because Bitcoin has the biggest market capitalization and Bitcoin has the most people investing in it. And also Bitcoin has the most volume and the longest track record. So it's been around the longest. It's kind of like the S&P 500 of the stock market. You can look at Bitcoin as a staple, a very important thing for the whole market. When Bitcoin moves, the other coins move as well. When Bitcoin moves up, the other ones follow shortly behind on the upside. And when Bitcoin moves down, the other ones follow shortly behind on the downside. And so with that being said, Bitcoin is probably the most important to cover. I personally hold the most Bitcoin out of these three. And then second to that, I hold Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash. And so that's kind of my portfolio distribution, is the most in Bitcoin, the next most in Bitcoin SV, and the next most in Bitcoin Cash from a percentage ratio. Now, Bitcoin is definitely the highest for me. And like I said, the reason for that is the track record, the fact that when Bitcoin moves, the other coins move. And also, it has, like I said, the lowest risk, which means it moves the least amount on the downside, but it also moves the lowest percentage on the upside. So Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV both move a lot more percentage than Bitcoin does, which is good from a risk perspective, because if you have a lot in Bitcoin, your portfolio isn't going to be as volatile. So yeah, so Bitcoin, in my opinion, has broken out of the falling wedge and is likely headed towards 10,000 per coin. We have a bit of a rejection off of this major resistance level, which we did actually pierce above. And I think that we're going to see some consolidation and reclaim support and head up towards 10,000 per Bitcoin. Now at that 10,000 level, we have downtrending resistance. So that's where we've made resistance right here and right here. So around that 10,000 level, we have that downtrending resistance. So I would like to see that broken above to confirm that the full-on bull market is in place. But overall, you guys, I'm personally bullish on all three of these coins. And sometimes when I say that, people are like, what? Why would you be bullish on 3 of them? Isn't this a battle? You can look at it as a battle if you want to, but you're probably not going to make as much money as if you look at it as the fact that these 3 coins can all go up together. In fact, when Bitcoin does well, it's likely that Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV will do well also. And so you kind of have to remove these layers of ideological beliefs, these layers of fundamental technology, these layers of what team you're on, and forget what team you're on. You know, don't be Team Bitcoin, don't be Team Bitcoin Cash, don't be Team Bitcoin SV. Be Team Make Money. Be the person that makes money off all of this. And Team Make Money is thinking in the terms of, okay, Bitcoin is a very stable investment, so I'm going to put a lot in Bitcoin in comparison to the altcoins. It's stable. So you put a large percentage in Bitcoin, then you say, Bitcoin SV will probably give me the biggest percentage gain. So I'm going to put the next most in Bitcoin SV. So that right there kind of takes your risk and goes, here's a lot. I'm putting a lot in a low risk coin, Bitcoin. And then I'm putting a pretty good chunk in a higher risk coin, Bitcoin SV. And then this is what I would call more of a medium risk, Bitcoin Cash. And a lot of this has to do with the percentages that they move. So when you're wondering, well, how do you know what one is risky and what one is less risky? Well, a lot of it has to do with market cap, track record, and percentages. And so with the case of Bitcoin Cash, we saw a very, very nice upward percentage move, but it still wasn't as impulsive as the breakout that we're seeing in Bitcoin SV. So you can see that Bitcoin Cash is still providing those gains. It's still being a coin, an investment that will give you a return on investment, but it might not move as quickly as Bitcoin SV will. And Bitcoin is going to move the slowest of all, but it's also going to give you that stability in your account. So that's my risk strategy. That's Team Make Money. I think that all three of these coins will do well together. If Bitcoin does well, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV are likely to do well also. So I'm not really looking at this from a perspective of, okay, I want this coin to fail, I want this one to win, I want that one to fail, I want this one to win. I think from a value proposition, they all have value. And from a perspective of what one you should be holding, I think that it's smart to have a little bit in all of them. I think the highest risk thing that you can do would be to sell 100% of one of them into another one. So this is kind of a high risk psychology move. It would be very, very high risk to sell 100% of your Bitcoin into, let's say, Bitcoin SV. You know, because although it's very likely that if Bitcoin does well, Bitcoin SV will reaccumulate in some type of consolidation pattern, break upwards, and continue on to new all-time highs, since we're in this huge price discovery. We're in all-time highs right now. We've never been this high in value with a huge accumulation period. So I think it's very likely Bitcoin SV continues, but you know, there's always the very slim possibility that it just freaking dies. And same with Bitcoin Cash. There's always a slim possibility that it comes up, it looks like it's going to break out, it has this really nice 1, 2, 3 bottom pattern that it just needs to break above the resistance, and then it will confirm the upside growth. But you know, it could fail support too. It could consolidate, fail support, and so there's just different possibilities of different things that can happen. Now, what do I think will actually happen? Well, you guys, I think that Bitcoin SV is going to see consolidation. I think that it's very undervalued right now. I was talking about the fact that most of these coins, or the Bitcoin SV specifically, will probably see, you know, a 30% drop, and we actually saw about a 43% drop. So that's right around the range, just a little bit further, fell right onto major horizontal support and bounced. So I personally think Bitcoin SV will hold support and continue into price discovery on the upside and continue blowing people's minds from a price perspective. We've got the volume for it, we've got the chart pattern for it, we've got the Elliott wave structure for it. So I think Bitcoin SV is a great hold. Bitcoin Cash. Well, Bitcoin Cash actually did a very, very large ABC correction that is quite similar to 2015 Bitcoin. So this is an ABC correction, and then this is a 1, 2 wave, and we're going to make a 3 wave. And so it's very likely Bitcoin Cash sees upside as well. Is it going to be as high percentage as Bitcoin SV? No. Is it going to move very nicely on the upside? Yes. Yes, this is probably going to see some nice upside growth in that 3 wave. And so bullish is definitely the pattern that this chart is screaming right now. And Bitcoin, do I think Bitcoin will do well? Yes, I think Bitcoin will do well. So it's really just about having your risk management in place and knowing how to allocate your percentages. Either way, you guys, I'm super excited to see what Bitcoin SV has to bring for us. As you guys know, in my previous videos, 1100 is my target. And with Bitcoin, I'm watching that $10,000 level. With Bitcoin Cash in the 3 wave, I'm really expecting it to reach over 1100 as well. That's actually the minimum target, is about 1100 for the 1618 off the 1 in the 2 wave. And then off the 5th wave, it could even go higher than that, upwards of 1800 per coin. And so these are all coins that are setting up for more upside. And if you're on a certain team, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin, burn your flag, like surrender to, to the ideology of not having a team, and surrender to the idea of what's going to be best for my portfolio from an investing standpoint. And so that's kind of what I wanted to really emphasize today. Either way, the markets are looking beautiful. We have over 100 billion in 24-hour volume. Bitcoin SV is up 16%. We're seeing green on a lot of these different coins. I expect further upside. I think this is a buy the dip scenario. And I'm really excited to see where prices take us from here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. Hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button with the notification bell, because I am dedicated to uploading 5 videos a week. And comment down below where you're tuning in from in this beautiful world. I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. As always, stay profitable out there.